had a deliberation before arranging with AIM about the seminar. First, we'd like to get a capability program for assets management sector, something about business development planning, and we arrived at getting this prestigious school with high standards and highly educated faculty. And my expectations are that they will deliver what is expected of them, that we will be given new knowledge, additional skills, and learning experiences based on their case method teaching, wherein we use their actual projects as case studies.
My experience so far has done me a very good insight into what we're into right now. Sabi ko nga, it should have come earlier than now, but there's nothing really delayed in everything. It's a wonderful experience actually for me and for my staff at corporate planning, because at corporate planning, we're into everything. We should be a part of the whole organization in whatever it undertakes.
I actually hope that once we get back to our office, I would have a more dynamic, more creative team who would have a wider view of the business development side of our assets. As to the teaching approach in this workshop, to be honest, most of the participants were away from the academic sphere for quite some time. But I think the approach applied in this workshop is most appropriate. It's very open, and I'm happy that the participants or my employees have been very active in the discussions.
What do I think of the teaching method of AIM? It is the case method. I think it's very functional, very practical, and applicable to our tourism development projects. And we will start using this from now on.
in 2020, the pandemic challenged the tourism industry in more ways than one. But we can choose to make 2021 the year to turn it around. I'm Director Woodrow Maquiling Jr., and on behalf of the Department of Tourism National Capital Region, I'd like to invite you to join the Leadership Excellence Series 2021, a 360-degree virtual learning experience. In this highly acclaimed series, we guarantee that you will be equipped with practical and useful information vital for your business to thrive in this new normal. We believe in the power of your choice to improve, adopt, and innovate to make 2021 your greatest story of success.
Live from the Joy Nostalgia Hotel and Suites Manila, the first recipient of the World Travel and Tourism Council Safe Travel Stamp in the country. Welcome to the Department of Tourism National Capital Region's Leadership Excellence Series 2021, a 360-degree virtual learning. Introducing our host and moderator, the creator and host of The Final Pitch on CNN Philippines. He is also the president of Street Park Productions, Inc., an independent television production company and the producer of the country's first real estate and construction TV show, Philippine Reality TV, and the author of the 2014 best-selling book titled Project First Home, Everything You Need to Know to Build Your House from Scratch. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Final Pitch himself, Mr. John Aguilar.
Hello and welcome everyone. It's another exciting afternoon, the 11th of June 2021, as we welcome you all to the most anticipated third and final installment of this year's Department of Tourism National Capital Region's three-part Leadership Excellence Series featuring a 360-degree virtual learning experience. It is an honor to be with you all. My name is John Aguilar, and I will be your moderator for today's hybrid online training program. Thank you for joining us in this 2-hour meeting of big ideas, intelligent discourse, and inspiring talks. We are coming to you live from the Joy Nostalgia Hotel and Suites Manila, set against the backdrop of the Ortigas skyline, a 5-star service residence with 229 spacious and fully furnished suites, well equipped with entertainment, kitchen, and laundry facilities. The Joy Nostalgia Hotel Suites Manila is located at the heart of the Ortigas Center Business District here in Pasig City. We are currently at the Nostalgia Lounge with its contemporary yet classic elegance, the perfect setting for a culminating presentation of the DOT-NCR's Leadership Excellence Series, or LES. The LES traces its roots to the world-renowned TED Talks, and this hybrid training program is brought to us live with our high-value, full live production simulcast over Zoom and DOT-NCR's social media channels at Tourism MNL on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and Tourism MNL on YouTube. We are also coming to you live over PTV4 and across the Presidential Communication Operations social media channels. True to our promise of a 360-degree learning experience, it is our production team which uses cutting-edge technology in bringing people together while allowing us to comply with current restrictions, such as social distancing. This final installment of our three-part education series aims to elevate Filipino hospitality to a top-notch level 2.0 through crisis management and satisfying customer demands, where we get to learn principles and insights on dealing with complaints and adverse deals, refine our customer management methods and services with the aim of increasing customer satisfaction and improving our service. We certainly want to invite you to engage with us every step of the way, so please send in your comments. At the end of each topic, our speakers will be given 10 minutes to answer questions from our participants and online viewers through the comment section in this live feed. So make your thoughts count by asking the best and most interesting questions. You can also be part of our conversation by hitting the like or love button on FB or retweeting our real-time live updates on Twitter every time you hear something that inspires you or encourages you, and use the hashtags LES2021, hashtag DOT-NCR, and hashtag 360 virtual learning. And just a quick run through of the Leadership Excellence Series, or LES. The LES is a set of powerful talks featuring some of the country's awe-inspiring thought leaders, captains of industry, and influencers. Its maiden edition was held on July 24, 2020, where it aimed to recharge and revitalize a COVID-19 stricken tourism industry by featuring two of the country's highly acclaimed motivational speakers and business gurus, the marketing mentor Josiah Go and the John Maxwell high impact trainer Francis Kong. Our second edition, meanwhile, was held on October 30, 2020, with a focus on rebuilding and redefining business strategies in the new normal. Here we had the pleasure of having the multi-awarded millennial financial guru and best-selling author Jonathan Yabut, and top-ranked multinational speaker and one of the two John Maxwell trainers in the Philippines, Mr. R.D. Abelio. Our third edition, which came as the first installment of a three-part series, had its emphasis on elevating hospitality and service to a top-notch level 2.0. This took place last February 11, featuring George Royeca, founder and chief transport advocate of Angkas, lead proponent for the government's Ingat Angat Tayong Lahat, and recent awardee of the Outstanding Young Men of the Philippines. We also featured the young, debonair, exciting, very in-demand Mr. Martin Aguilar, ASEAN Master Assessor, founder, and chief consultant of the Filipino hospitality. The young debonair there, I just put that in. It wasn't really in the script because he's my brother. So anyway, the two young men gave fantastic insights on turning crisis into opportunity while highlighting the Filipino brand of service. The second installment in this three-part series happened very recently, last March 1. And this was an LES with a twist as rock star chefs Godfrey La Forteza, the executive chef of Casabuenas, Chef JP Anglo, owner and chef at Sarsa Kitchen and Bar, Cafe Batuan, and Liberation Shawarma, and Chef Gabby Prats, certified master chef by the World Master Chef Society, spoke to us about food preparation and food service in the new normal. We had less formal interviews and actual food preparations in our midst, courtesy of Chef Godfrey La Forteza. It was especially fun because DOT-NCR Regional Director Woodrow R.R. Maquiling himself joined in the dessert preparations. I don't know why I was not invited, but I missed that one. But truly, it's a distinct Filipino flavor that will always make the mark at the heart and service of hospitality. And yes, we again took some time to prepare for this culminating edition, which aims to elevate hospitality and service to a top-notch level 2.0. This third and final edition is the three-part series this year, and the fifth in the entire Leadership Excellence series, promises a 360-degree virtual learning experience, giving our audience a closer look at first-hand access to some industry practices and insights courtesy of our speakers in our featured documentary presentation. For at the heart of tourism is our service to the Filipino. I am proud to share with you that the first, second, and third, and fourth editions of LES were record-breaking in the history of the DOT online learning programs, with over 1,000 registered Zoom participants and more than 1 million viewers across different social media platforms. Today we have received a total of, I don't have the number, but we have a lot for Zoom alone, and on Facebook as well. And we are also proud to share with you that this online event is actually what we call a hybrid event. And we are joined by, again, we have to verify that, the number of viewers. And right in front of me, here at Joy Nostalgia, if you could raise the teleprompter, please. This is truly a testament to adapting to a new normal. And so it is with distinct honor that we greet you a pleasant afternoon and welcome you all to this third and last installment of this year's Leadership Excellence Series 2021, a 360 virtual learning experience. We believe that this year will be a turnaround year for us all, one where we can look back and say, yes, the pandemic was a threat, COVID was real, but we thrived and learned and innovated and elevated our service to make our business a success. It is no surprise that the pandemic has caused many people to complain about new protocols, new safety measures in place, new systems, new cost-cutting strategies. Restaurants, hotels, transport services, schools, banks, pretty much every establishment around the world has had to adjust. How do we best respond to the complaints of the people we serve? How do we empathize with our customers while still holding our ground on difficult decisions? How do we manage deals that turn sour? In today's hybrid training program, we will hear from two 21st century women leaders, experts in the field of crisis management, consumer behavior, and customer management and service. This afternoon will certainly be about adapting, innovating, pivoting, and thriving, and of course, servicing. So without further ado, let's start off today's program with some inspiring words from our country's tourism chief, Bernadette Romulo-Puyat, Secretary of the Department of Tourism.
Our Regional Director, Woodrow Maquiling Jr., AIM Dr. Andrew L. Tan, Center for Tourism Executive Director, Fernando Rojas, our resource speakers, Ms. Cathy and Ms. Amor Maclang. DOT-NCR Regional Director, Woodrow Maquiling Jr., AIM Dr. Andrew L. Tan, Center for Tourism Executive Director, Fernando Rojas, our resource speakers, Ms. Cathy and Ms. Amor Maclang. Good day, everyone, and welcome to the third and final edition of the DOT-NCR's Leadership Excellence Series 2021, a 360-degree virtual learning. Over the course of the pandemic, online learning courses have been essential tools for equipping tourism stakeholders with specialized knowledge and practical trainings. It's 2021, and in our increasingly digitized remote working society, the web-based training is not going away. Thankfully, the Leadership Excellence Series has innovated online learning through creative programming, high-value production, but most importantly, engaging and dynamic speakers who are at the top of their fields. The previous episode put the spotlight on culinary tourism and heritage cuisine, tourism products we are strongly promoting as we slowly and safely reopen our tourism destinations. Today's culminating installment brings the series full circle to its core strength of featuring 21st century business leaders. Ms. Amor Maclang, an internationally recognized crisis management expert and co-founder and CEO of Geiser Maclang, and Ms. Cathy, a multi-awarded Mrs. Journalist and first Vice President and Group Communications Officer of the PLDT Smart Group. These two speakers will not only inspire you with their stories, but will also offer practical advice and guidance that you can apply to your own business or career journey in the wake of the pandemic's adverse effects on the economy. As we restart tourism anew, we hope to empower our stakeholders to successfully navigate the evolving business landscape of the new normal. In addition to this, the DOT-NCR has successfully facilitated the applications of 54,668 displaced tourism workers under the DOT-DOLE Financial Assistance Program, with cash assistance amounting to a total of 273.34 million pesos as of June 2 of 2021. We have also recalibrated our strategies and programs to reflect the changing preferences of travelers. The DOT is taking this opportunity to reset our goals and develop a tourism industry that is both sustainable and resilient. We are optimistic that with the rollout of vaccines and the continuing strict implementation of health and safety protocols, the tourism industry can rise again. I wish all of today's participants an exciting and enlightening learning experience. And congratulations to the DOT-NCR for reaching the end of this highly anticipated series in support of tourism recovery. Please stay safe Thank you very much and mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Negative complaints and adverse deals cross our paths, we can still bounce back and make this year the best year yet. And let's find out how. Who hates it when customers complain? And yet answering complaints helps us to improve our services. We also get to refine our character in the process of seeing other viewpoints and adjusting our lenses as we diffuse arguments. Now to share her own insights with us today is a multi-awarded business journalist who has worked in various news outfits across the Asia-Pacific region over the span of 15 years, covering business in Asia and tracking stock markets and currencies and economic developments in the region. She was a reporter presenter at Reuters TV in Hong Kong, and before that, she was an anchor for Bloomberg Television in Tokyo and Hong Kong. She has several awards under her belt in her years working abroad, earning the distinction of being the best news anchor in Asia in the prestigious Asian TV Awards in 2001, 2002, and 2003, when she was still working with Bloomberg TV, Asia Pacific in Tokyo and in Hong Kong. In 2019, she received a back-to-back recognition as the Best News and Current Affairs Presenter Anchor at the Asian Academy Creative Awards, and a month later at the 24th Asian Television Awards, her fourth time to win for the same category. She is currently the first Vice President and Group Communications Officer of the PLDT Smart Group. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to Ms. Cathy Yapiang.
Thank you so much. Before I begin my main presentation, I'd like for you all to enjoy these pictures. Take it away, Direct Jed.
Banta. Let's explore Cebu. Through technology and connectivity, we are bringing peace closer to you wherever you are in the world and leaves you wanting for more.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed all of that. A very happy Friday. I'm Cathy Yang of PLDT. Hello, everybody. Trust you enjoyed viewing that. Before I share my screen, I'd like to say that I'm very proud that it came from my team who had prepared that for us, for you to enjoy right at the heart of your seats. Something to appreciate about our country. So here we go. It just reminded us of our cultural and religious heritage, didn't it? In just one sitting in this pandemic. Just through that mobile phone in your hand, or maybe mobile phones, one or two of them maybe, and through the solutions we offer in it, we are able to celebrate with you 500 years of Christianity through digital catechism in our wider digital tourism program in the safety of our own spaces. The initiative, fortuitously timed, in Cebu, as the Philippines celebrates 500 years of Christianity, we have partnered with the Archdiocese of Cebu with the launch of the Panaw sa Pagtuo. And this is very important because we had been able to partner up with the Catholic Church in our journey of faith in this pandemic, in the safety of our own spaces, as you can see in the pictures. Special series we've made, digital series featuring 21 historical videos leading to 2021. We are particularly proud of this. This is our Smart Digital Catechism program.
Is there a prepared
It
question now for the
an
first
excellence
question for
award
Cathy?
under the
Me prepared na.
Communications Management Division at the recent 18th Philippine Quill Awards, while our Heritage Tour series also won a merit award under the Communication Skills Division. So, Smart ramped up its digital tourism program last year as the industry became one of the most severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. In partnership with the Department of Tourism, Smart rolled out multi-led capacity building sessions for the benefit of tourism stakeholders in the pandemic. Now, the series of training sessions was kicked off by the hashtag TravelSmart Web Forum. So this was designed to empower the communities with innovations that can help them pivot despite and beyond the challenges of the pandemic. And as a component of the digital tourism program, that catechism program you've seen that provides the faithful with opportunities to maintain their faith, virtually attending services, and gain historical, cultural, and religious information. It's just that mobile phone. So we're with you throughout and beyond the pandemic. As you can see, offering the digital tourism solutions that will allow contactless, self-paced travel once tourism restrictions are lifted, because this is going to stay with us in the new normal. So beyond tourism, we've also ramped up our innovations for our own customers. Smart, along with our parent PLDT, have moved in lockstep with our customers, shifting online to serve them better and keep our employees safe during the pandemic. We've seen a significant pickup in virtual bookings. Work from home customer service frontliners have supported and resolved transactions online. And on top of that, 98% of all the social media cases have been responded to within the first 15 minutes of posting. And you know what? We have been more mindful of continuously evolving the needs of our customers during this pandemic. We have worked to accelerate the developments for digital services for our customers. We have launched our PLDT Home Digital Assistant, the chatbot on the Facebook Messenger. You may have come across that. We have also introduced virtual appointments with our store officers. Our teams have been working hard to ensure that our website and app are always available for our customers to use. We've also massively communicated the payment options. I'm sure you've come across some of them for our customers, so you can pay your own bills online. And apart from that, we are making sure that we're providing stable and reliable landline and internet services. That the health and safety of our customers are top priorities. When they need to reach out to us for assistance, we have offered various self-care options to provide contactless solutions for various billing and account-related after-sales concerns. We've also continued to pursue improvements when it comes to service restoration for our customers, understanding that most of them work from home and attend school from home. So we work to ensure the health and safety of our employees, more so our technicians who visit our customers' homes. We've also been working hard to ensure that our restoration efforts are done much faster. But you know what? It really hasn't been easy. We've had to surmount challenges in every surge of COVID-19 cases and quarantine restrictions, various community restrictions in installing and repairing services. They've been a challenge at the start, but we've since quickly adjusted with the help of our local and national government partners. We've also ensured the safety and well-being of our various internal and external shareholders, such as our frontliners, service providers, as well as our field personnel providing them protective equipment, personal protective equipment, regular COVID testing, and implementing the alternative work arrangements. Because being digitally connected has become an essential now that a majority of businesses and households all conduct their daily tasks from home or in a hybrid setup, where working from home remains a recurring feature. Our customers need stable and reliable digital connection more than ever for work, for school, for business. So we've implemented several measures to efficiently serve the applications and the repair requests of customers during the pandemic. We embrace the mentality and mindset of always putting the customer first in everything we do, and keeping in mind and in our hearts that our customers deserve only the best. We have remained faithful to our top management's commitment to provide the best customer experience there should be, a continuous yearning for innovation, always innovating ways to serve our customers. Our digital tourism program started this conversation between you and me at the start of this presentation just showcases just that, because a lot can be learned from our digital tourism program in that it validates that many transactions involving tourism are very important. Industry leaders should take advantage of that, and I encourage you to, because of the growing needs of our clientele for tourism-related activities. Several activities can be done to adapt to the new normal. And innovation is key, and I keep repeating this word, it's innovation. Our heritage tours reveal that we can travel virtually. Well, perhaps our engagements with key account partnerships beyond tourism could also validate and also give you some ideas, because the key account partnerships that have expanded our reach to serve our customers include Grab, Food Panda, SM, 7-Eleven, among others. And as part of our aim to expand our market and offer new services, customers can now buy selected products of Smart from mobile food delivery marketplace Food Panda. Online shoppers can also visit e-commerce platforms such as Lazada to top up their prepaid phones. So from e-commerce to sustainability, Smart's partnership with SM Cares encourages Filipinos to properly dispose electronic waste. Shoppers can bring their old gadgets like mobile phones you don't use anymore, chargers, computer wires, earphones, and other e-waste to the collection hubs at the SM supermalls nationwide. Because this is all in line with Smart's launch of its Live Smarter for a Better World campaign, putting that spotlight in our long-running corporate social responsibility programs to inspire Filipinos to commit to personal revolutions, generating that lasting positive impact to society. We have also offered mobile solutions that have allowed our customers to do the contactless transactions via GigaLife and PayMaya. Smart has recently expanded its GigaLife app, driving data adoption and offering enriched mobile data experience to customers. Our GigaLife app gives customers a simple and easy way to manage digital activities. And the app has now grown to more than 5 million monthly active users as of the first quarter this year. And the GigaLife app is available on the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, and on Huawei's mobile services. So as you can see, we're really working hard to give customers a better experience, including adding more features and data innovations available on the GigaLife app. As for digital app PayMaya, the digital solutions allow customers to pay their utility and government bills, send money to loved ones, buy essentials at the PayMaya Mall, and buy prepaid load with just your mobile phone. Going cashless is another way to keep ourselves safe. PayMaya has also helped Filipinos to take part in bayanihan movements for the community, including donations to organizations whose beneficiaries are healthcare workers themselves. It's our own way of standing behind customers by practicing health safety measures and utilizing technology. And apart from the digital channels, we've also expanded our suite of non-contact distribution channels. Customers can simply go to the Smart online store to order phones and internet devices, Apply or renew postpaid plans, buy smart and TNT prepaid e-load, and mobile data bundles, just as well as postpaid data boosters. And we should also underscore that all these are underpinned by the relentless expansion and strengthening of our network infrastructure. Smart has been named as the country's fastest mobile data network for 3 years in a row by Ookla, the global leader in internet testing and analysis. Smart has also been recognized for having the fastest 5G network in the Philippines, consistently posting the fastest 5G speeds for the first quarter this year. Moreover, Smart has also scored a rare sweep in the April 2021 Philippines Mobile Network Experience Awards by independent analytics firm OpenSignal, beating competition across all metrics in 3 essential aspects of service, namely coverage, speed, and experience. This is the first time an operator here in the Philippines won decisively in all the categories. Smart's mobile network now covers 96% of the population. It's available in 95% of the country's cities and municipalities. Smart has fired up more than 3,000 5G sites as of end May. As we speed up our 5G commercial services nationwide, you're going to see a lot of more of those drop hints. It says 5G available here. Smart is the first to launch 5G in the Philippines that we're very proud of. We're now the fastest and widest 5G network in the Philippines. You can see on this map here. We recently expanded our Unpaid 5G offer to cover all the Smart 5G sites across the country. That's an unprecedented move, enabling more Filipinos to enjoy the fastest technology available in the Philippines. And the 5G complement, it just is bolstered by that continuous expansion I talked to you about of the network, specifically of the 4G LTE network. That simply enabled the mobile network, the PLDT fiber infrastructure. So you can see 2 companies come together with just basic infrastructure, which is now the most extensive fiber network in the Philippines at more than 478,000 kilometers as of end of March this year. So you know what? We'd love to urge everyone here to come partner with us and be to partner with you for all the solutions and services that would jumpstart tourism in the new normal. The time is now to hyper collaborate on capacity building sessions, which we've had with the Department of Tourism not very long ago, and which we hope could carry on, and in partnership with the other stakeholders in the industry in pursuing the digital tourism initiatives in your respective areas of responsibility. As you can see, we've done a lot of groundwork with our digital tourism program. These are pictures pre-pandemic, so excuse the lack of social distancing there. Don't we miss it? Just being huddled together in a picture without the mask and face shield on. And you know, it works out. When we take collaboration to a higher level, many now may not be aware that the program was launched in 2012, way before the pandemic. That's a good 8 years of advanced time. It's this 8-year head start that we've had that has given us this leadership right now in this space. And the pandemic merely acted as the catalyst that would bring our customers to pivot online, giving us an opportunity to ramp up the adoption to deliver tourism safely digitally. This program's been here for over 20 destinations already, all over the country, including Sorsogon. Again, we have the services and solutions, the infrastructure to be able to mount them, and we do hope that you find a partner in us and a way forward to pursue your initiatives in tourism. Just help the industry recover and support our path collectively to economic recovery. And on that note, I leave you with these wonderful pictures. Direct, take it away.
nice collaborating with the other departments. As we have known in this course, it is not only our department who is in charge of the tourism program.
Overall, it's a very insightful and a great learning experience for us, especially in the government sector. And I'm happy that I'm a part of it.
As a cultural worker of the city government of Makati, I am very much appreciative of how AIM is equipping us with the right knowledge, skills, and the framework to actually deepen our understanding of Makati's tourism potential and working towards making that potential work for the development of Makati.
It actually helped me to mold my perspective in achieving goals and to become a better version of myself.
In the last 2019 elections, I ran on the platform of tourism, focusing on medical, business, and educational tourism in the city of Makati. AIM is definitely helping the city government of Makati achieve this through our tourism development plan.
Through this program, I was able to explore more, like thinking outside the box. I learned to be more creative in a way in terms of decision making.
So I'm very grateful for this experience. Definitely we will take home a lot from this course, and I just hope that there will be other opportunities in the future for public servants like me to interact with the academy.
Okay, thank you so much for that
Banda.
short
Let's
break.
explore
I
Cebu.
know that John said he had a couple of questions, and I do appreciate that you did. I circled back with my team because I really wanted to have a full appreciation of what we've done. I've started a PLDT about a year ago. It's going to be my first year next month. And I've really learned a lot. And the first question that John poses us is, how did you ramp up customer support services following a surge in demand for connectivity? You know, that's a really relevant question because the pandemic has definitely ramped up the need for fast and reliable connectivity. And to keep up with our customers' needs, we needed to also ramp up our customer support innovations for them. So in addressing the customer's needs, we had to think about a two-pronged solution in a pandemic. One, that we must be a provider of stable and reliable landline and internet services. And two, we must also consider the health and safety of both our customers and employees. So to do this, PLDT and Smart have shifted in a big way to digital and online channels. So these include various self-care options. I've shown you a couple of them, providing contactless solutions for various billings and account-related after-sales concerns. And just to quote Chairman MVP, because he said this in a recent forum in Singapore, which is really relevant to this conversation, his sense is that, and I quote him, We have to be more digital than we are today to really move up the value chain. That if we could push the digital envelope, not just in our telco assets, but among our conglomerate's various companies, tollways, water business, he thinks that we would have more value for our customers and shareholders alike. So, just coming around to that thought, during the pandemic, we've also massively communicated payment options for our customers so they can pay for their PLDT and smart bills online. Our customers have responded positively so far with our efforts, and we really thank them for that because it's really been difficult when you come to think of the senior citizens. They really need a little bit more help when it comes to the digital space, but even they have become great at adopting the digital world's payment solutions. And as mentioned, we've seen a significant pickup in virtual bookings for customer concerns. And you know what? It happened at the height of the ECQs. That's amazing. The second round of the ECQ just a couple of months ago, around April or May, seen a huge pickup in the virtual bookings. And our customer service frontliners have been able to support and resolve the transactions online. So given these, we're just continuing to be mindful of our customers' continuously evolving needs during these challenging times. And we continue to accelerate the development of our digital services for them. Now, I got a second question here from John on customers, and I'm really glad you asked that because customers are really the core, the North Star, if you will, of the company. How have you remained customer focused across your various business segments? You know, I could probably begin answering that by quoting our newly appointed president and CEO, Al Panlilio. You probably have been reading about him and the chairman, MVP, this week, because he has always emphasized, Al had always emphasized that our customers are our North Star. In fact, in his acceptance speech at the annual stockholders meeting last Tuesday, and I picked out this quote, I surfaced this quote because it's relevant to this discussion. As CEO, I will work diligently to materialize our responsibility and realize our vision for PLDT as a true customer-centric and leading-edge technology company that empowers all Filipinos in building a stronger nation, providing world-class connectivity as a human right, asserting the Philippines as a key player in the global arena, and actively embarking on sustainable development to secure everyone's future. So the tone from the top is clear. From our leaders to our people, we have been united under one mentality and mindset, and that is always putting the customer first. Because the Filipino deserves only the best in terms of customer experience. And part of fulfilling this commitment to delivering the best customer experience is continuous innovation. We must always innovate and improve. And this is true whether it's PLDT or Smart, whether we're serving businesses or individuals. Third question here focuses on the prevalence of work from home. Very, very relevant in this long, drawn-out pandemic. With the prevalence of work from home setup during these unprecedented times, how can business owners manage any possible crisis with employees outside their jurisdiction and control? Very interesting, because when you come to think of it, we've been so used to just, solving things when we're at work. But we're all working from anywhere now, right? And connectivity has truly become an essential. And I'd like to build on that because employees have really needed connectivity to continue working from home. Students need it for their online learning, and entrepreneurs need it to continue running their businesses online. And just to prove the fact, I came online today because I wanted to show you this connectivity that we offer. It's a solution. It's the way forward. It is the new normal. Connectivity is vital in keeping families and friends connected as they practice social distancing. Everything's become virtual, even travel. Just see how you enjoy those pictures, sitting in your own chair with your mobile phone. So now more than ever, our customers need stable and reliable digital connections. And to support this, PLDT and Smart have continued to also expand and improve our fixed and wireless networks. As of end March, and I'm just going to go through the figures again because it's very important, our fiber infrastructure is at more than 478,000 kilometers across the country. That is the most extensive. I state this for a fact because before I came onto this live stream, I checked with our network guys, and they said that if you laid out the fiber cable across the whole world, that fiber would run 11.92 times around the Earth, nearly 12 times around the Earth. That's how connected we are by fiber, thanks to PLDT's infrastructure. That's why I give it such great importance, because this supports SMART's mobile networks, which cover 96% of the population from Batawi, from Batanes all the way to Tawi-Tawi. SMART, on the other hand, is the first to launch 5G in the Philippines. Have you tried 5G? You gotta try it. It is now the fastest and the widest 5G network in the Philippines, because only then can you understand the power of the solutions and services that we can offer if you're hooked up in our fastest network. I've got a final question here, and it's something that deals with PLDT's direction. Given the global situation today, now that we're working from home, what is PLDT's mandate in the new norm? Well, it's encapsulated in one word: hybrid. A hybrid setup where we're working from home remains a recurring feature. That is here to stay. And to be able to continuously support the country's transition to the new normal, PLDT and SMART will continue implementing the measures we've put in place to serve new applications, as well as repair requests from our customers during the pandemic and beyond. And we're going to be doing this while keeping in mind the need to ensure the health and safety of our employees and technicians visiting our customers' homes, and ultimately our customers themselves. We're also working closely with our local and national government partners regarding various community restrictions that may arise because of COVID-19 cases. And for employees, we're encouraged to find what hybrid means for us, whether that's 2 to 3 days work in the office and the balance of the week at home. Because the pandemic has really redefined the meaning of work-life balance. Balance is the wrong analogy. It's the wrong analogy, as our recent leadership training by Deloitte surfaced, because work and life are not opposing forces. Got to break out of that mold in this new normal, because we just need to make choices on how to carve out our lives and make it work for us. So the key word is choice. How to make work come to you rather than you going to work, because work is not a place anymore. People can work from anywhere with the digital connection. So the challenge now is to know what hybrid looks like for each one of us, because it's subjective for every individual. And then disclose that reframed choice to your teammates, because disclosure builds trust. You're going to work this time, I'm going to work this time. Maybe we can work those common hours. Because we as leaders must be ready for our teams to be wherever they want or need to be. If you want to work from the beach, got to get the work done from the beach. All right by me. Results-based, and that's just fine. Re-architecting work is the essence, augmenting human potential with technology. So as businesses navigate the new normal, innovation, I keep mentioning that word, is really key to ensuring a seamless transition. Even as employees continue to work from home, connectivity serves as that vital bridge between leaders and their people. In our company, our leaders are working toward breaking past the silos and enabling that hyper collaboration among our people through technology. So the very service that we provide, we're using it for ourselves to ensure that we're working together to deliver the best customer experience while keeping each other healthy and safe in order to overcome the threats of the pandemic. So again, work is no longer a place anywhere. Consider work a community, and that which provides a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging. So the key questions that business owners might want to ask themselves as they stand at a precipice of deciding on how to pivot to the new normal: how can we bring work to the people instead of people to work? How will we manage hybrid work practices and rituals to create an inclusive culture and sense of community? How can we recompose work to automate the dull and elevate the uniquely human elements? Have to think about those. As for the worker in the audience, you may want to ask these questions to yourself. How will we provide greater autonomy, choice, flexibility to allow our people to personalize the work experience according to the flow of their lives? Because this is where work and life balance come in. How do we want our talent ecosystem to look like? What policies and practices will we need to evolve? How do we improve the well-being and support our people to disconnect in an increasingly virtual world? And as for the workplace, you may wish to think about these questions. How will we support the different workplace models beyond the classic on-site model? What are the costs and benefits of different options? How do we redesign the workplace as a vibrant destination to attract staff and customers? And ultimately, what will be the purpose of the workplace in the future? I know more questions than answers in such an uncertain future, but here's one nugget I leave you with as we go into the weekend, John, and to the rest of our netizens on this live stream. How to disconnect on any given workday? Well, I personally found it helpful if I could just pick 30 minutes of any workday outside my lunch break to just switch off. Stop staring at that mobile phone. Keep away from that laptop and just rest your mind and eyes. Because I personally find it helpful if I do just that while traveling to and from work. You'll be amazed at the slight nuances the city under differing levels of quarantine levels reveals when you just stop and stare out there and take notice. So I hope that helps, John, and in getting everyone all set for the Independence Day holiday weekend. So advance happy Independence Day to all of you and everyone on this live stream. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Back to you, John.
And that concludes the first part of our program. Cathy, too bad we weren't able to converse directly, technical glitch, but on behalf of the entire LES team, I'd like to personally extend our apologies for that technical glitch. While it was happening, we were seeing all of your complaints, so complaints are good. It forces us to all improve on what we're doing, and I guarantee you, I've been working with the LES team since the first one, the inaugural one last time, and I guarantee you everyone is doing their best. So thank you for your complaints. They force us to improve, and that's what we will try to do now and in the coming seasons as well. So a round of virtual applause for Ms. Cathy Yap-Yang for inspiring us with her sharing and practical advice that we can apply to our own businesses and career journeys. We are honored to have learned from you today. Now, let's take this time to watch a documentary feature on one of the country's leading travel agencies, Raha Travel.
I am Eileen Clemente, Chairman and President of Raja Travel Corporation. Well, Raja Travel is actually on its 49th year already. It's an offshoot of Raja Tours Philippines. This is now not more than a travel agency. It's a travel organization or a travel company. We have several different parts of the company, which includes more than your leisure travel, which is your traditional travel agency. As I mentioned, there is the corporate travel, which deals more with the consultancy for corporate clients on how they can be compliant to their travel policy. We have meetings and events, so yan yung mga MICE business that you're calling. And then we also have our Tourism Knowledge Center. Kami lang ang meron yan, which is the tourism research arm. We also have tourism site management, which manages, as I mentioned, different sites like museums. We also manage resorts. It's quite a big shock for us to be in the pandemic kasi we were not really prepared extensively. Although we did have our business continuity planning, the length of time that this pandemic took on us, of course, hurt all our finances, our jobs, and all of that.
Hi, my name is Nika. I am the Assistant Supervisor of Quality Assurance. Since March last year, we started, I believe March 16 or 17, we started working from home. There were reduced number of hours. So definitely there's also an impact with how much we earn as employees.
It really drained a lot of our reserves. Our teams who are used to working in the office now had to work from their homes, and of course the internet connection was not really stable.
It was a bit easy because I get to spend more time with my family since I have one niece and one nephew with me who are just toddlers, so there's more time to release the stress. But also downside of that also is the mental health. There will be moments where you break down and maybe of course cry, and then look at what will happen in the future, or how long will it be this way, or is it going to take a lifetime?
For Raja Travel, we were really a little above the curve already because we were doing our automation, and we have been automated in most functions about 10 years ago. So we really have a good technology room here in the office, but we had to pivot business because there's no traveler. So we had to set up the Travel Academy to ensure that those also students that are doing their practicum will be able to graduate because we are able to offer them a remote practicum program. We are happy because during our first term, we were able to get about 100 students already from out of 13 schools. So that's a good reception, and now we're up to 20 plus schools. We're still not done because term A pa lang kami. Again, we adapt to thrive. We don't adapt to survive.
There's always that hope because if the travel industry was really had a downfall. I'm hoping also that I will be able to see most of my colleagues soon because that's what I always look forward, the communication with colleagues who are also your friends and your family.
Now, every LGU realizes the importance of sustainable development. The LGUs now understand that not everything is about the economics. It's also about the social impact to the people in your LGUs. Moving forward, it's easier to make tourism development plans because it is now followed by the different sustainable development goals. So guided by that, which is now more important than ever because everyone saw already what the pandemic can do, they have seen it now, what are the possible impacts. So I think because of that, it's easier for them to implement something like, a more sustainable way of doing things.
Collaborating with the other departments. As we have known in this course, it is not only our department who is in charge of the tourism program.
Overall, it's a very insightful and a great learning experience for us, especially in the government sector. And I'm happy that I'm a part of it.
As a cultural worker of the city government of Makati, I am very much appreciative of how AIM is equipping us with the right knowledge, skills, and the framework to actually deepen our understanding of Makati's tourism potential and working towards making that potential work for the development of Makati.
It actually helped me to mold my perspective in achieving goals and to become a better version of myself.
In the last 2019 elections, I ran on the platform of tourism focusing on medical, business, and educational tourism in the city of Makati. AIM is definitely helping the city government of Makati achieve this through our tourism development plan.
Through this program, I was able to explore more, like thinking outside the box. I learned to be more creative in a way in terms of decision making.
So I'm very grateful for this experience. Definitely we will take home a lot from this course. And I just hope that there will be other opportunities in the future for public servants like me to interact with the academy.
We had deliberation before getting arranging with AIM about the seminar. First, we'd like to get a capability program for assets management sector, something about business development planning, and we arrived at getting this prestigious school with high standards and highly educated faculty. And my expectations are that we will be, they will deliver what is expected of them, that we will be given new knowledge, additional skills, and learning experiences based on their case method teaching, wherein we use our actual projects as case studies.
My experience so far has done me a very good insight into what we're into right now. Sabi ko nga, it should have come earlier than now, but there's nothing really delayed in everything. It's a wonderful experience actually for me and for my staff at corporate planning, because at corporate planning, we're into everything. We should be a part of the whole organization in whatever it undertakes.
I actually hope that once we get back to our office, I would have a more dynamic, more creative team who would have a wider view of the business development side of our assets. As to the teaching approach in this workshop, to be honest, most of the participants were away from the academic sphere for quite some time. But I think the approach applied in this workshop is most appropriate. It's very open, and I'm happy that the participants, or my employees, have been very active in the discussions.
What do I think of the teaching method of AIM? It is a case method. I think it's very functional, very practical, and applicable to our tourism development projects. And we will start using this from now on.
times gold, warm, charm, hot and cold.
It is also nice collaborating with the other departments, as we have known in this course, it is not only our department who is in charge of the tourism program.
Overall, it's a very insightful and a great learning experience for us, especially in the government sector. And I'm happy that I'm a part of it.
As a cultural worker of the city government of Makati, I am very much appreciative of how AIM is equipping us with the right knowledge, skills, and the framework to actually deepen our understanding of Makati's tourism potential and working towards making that potential work for the development of Makati.
It actually helped me to mold my perspective in achieving goals and to become a better version of myself.
In the last 2019 elections, I ran on the platform of tourism focusing on medical, business, and educational tourism in the city of Makati. AIM is definitely helping the city government of Makati.
Later, we'll have a photo with John.
Welcome back to the DOT-NCR's Leadership Excellence Series 2021, a 360-degree virtual learning experience. I am John Aguilar. For those of you just tuned in, we are coming to you live from Joy Nostalgia Hotel and Suites Manila and simulcast over Zoom at Tourism MNL on Facebook and Twitter and Tourism MNL on YouTube. Let the world know you're here by sharing our real-time updates with the hashtags LES2021, DOT-NCR, and 360 virtual learning. As of 4 p.m. this afternoon, we have around approximately 400 FB viewers and approximately around 700 on Zoom as well. So to recap, we've just listened to Ms. Cathy Yapyang talk in detail of her experiences and innovations at handling crisis in this new normal. And just now, Ms. Eileen Clemente shared with us Raha Travel's inspiring story of success and how the company has been resilient amidst this pandemic. It may not have been an easy process, but we can learn from these two formidable women leaders' successes and be inspired to rise too. And let's not forget, as a nation, we rise as one, we rebuild as one, and we serve as one. To discuss the management of adverse deals and complaints from customers, especially amidst the pandemic and current period of recovery, is Ms. Amor Maclang. Amor Maclang is the founder of Geiser Maclang and currently the Public Engagement Officer of Urban Land Institute. Maclang is the first Amor is the first communications professional in the Philippines trained in ISO 3100. Amor also serves as a reputation surrogate chairman for PADC, or the Philippine Association for Digital Commerce and Decentralized Industries. Let's all welcome my good friend, Ms. Amor Maclang.
Hi guys, just give me the cue, please.
Sorry. Do we need to see the slides? Can we start? Just give me the cue when to start. Yeah? Awesome. Should I wait for the slides to come on? All right, we can start. So first slide. Okay, many of you are probably hoping that I would be talking to you about the chicken towel issue, right? I have news for you today. We'll probably cover this particular issue for no more than 2 minutes. And then the rest, unfortunately, I have to have us confront a much more serious issue. Very recently, a gigantic food player figured into a very controversial situation. I don't need to delve into the details, but essentially what you need to understand is that how do you deal with an irate customer or client? And I'll tell you something, it's pretty simple, because we know that bad things can inevitably happen to anyone, anywhere. How do we deal with them? I have one rule for you, and you don't even need to hire lawyers or risk and issues managers for it. The bottom line is, talk to them like you would your sister or perhaps your lola. Don't talk to them like a lawyer. Talk to them like they were someone in your family, and I'll tell you, that crisis would be very easily licked. Now, it's not just COVID-19 that tourism is under a huge threat. The climate change crisis will definitely be another game changer. According to a study published in the Natural Climate Journal in 2018, close to 10% of all global greenhouse emissions actually come from travel. This includes data from close to 160 countries, and this green transformation of the industry is necessary for businesses to thrive in the years to come. Over the next 15 slides, I promise to keep this short and sweet, I will share with you and premiere the holy trinity of crisis management. If there are only 3 things that you need to remember when you are confronted with a crisis, it would be this. So for the past 20 years, actually 21, we've been asked by our clients from all over the world. We've represented foreign governments, we've represented areas in the Philippines that are at the highest risk, not just reputationally, but also actual risks. We've been asked to find opportunities for them, especially in times of crisis. Now, the whole world is in crisis, and what we want to do is reach out and help as many companies as we can to get back on their feet. But for now, allow me to offer you a little bit of advice as a long-term crisis manager. Now, there are some types of crisis that are blips, meaning they come, we resolve them, and eventually they go away. Business returns to normal, and then everything's fine again. But guys, I'm really sorry to tell you that that's not what COVID is. COVID is what we would call a paradigm changer. Say, allow me to cite the difference. It's a difference between catching measles and being temporarily scarred or having your leg amputated. One, you can recover from, but the other, you have to totally adjust to your new lifestyle and circumstances. Now, next slide. I know what we all want in the tourism industry, and that is for the economy to reopen. But guys, what if the economy was actually already open. It just so happens that it's not the same economy that we were used to. Established business models are dying out, and new business models are springing right back up. Maybe when people talk about the economy, when they talk about circumstances changing or the economy opening up, what they're really hoping is that for the old economy to come back. And guys, I'm not saying it won't, but there's a really good chance that that's not going to happen. See, that doesn't mean that there isn't money to be made. Actually, quite the opposite. For instance, I have been told over and over that the real estate market is down and that tourism is down. But our current work in the south of Metro Manila is seeing bidding wars for properties that were once slow moving. For instance, in the middle part of the pandemic, I was told that close to 21 houses were sold by a single broker in both Punta Fuego and Kawayan Cove combined. New developments are about to be announced, and new players with no legacy baggage are actually opening. The dinosaurs are hibernating, and the new, young, and bold are seizing their chance. Listen, recently I made a drive down to Tagaytay to precisely check how the hospitality and the tourism industry is doing. I'll tell you something. I have seen restaurants, as you can see in my slide, and resorts booked solid. But they aren't doing digital marketing campaigns or Facebook or Instagram. They weren't following traditional marketing models at all. What they did, however, was actually to convert safety and exclusivity into their marketing positioning. Listen, despite 2/3 of all e-commerce stores shutting down, the entire category grew by 750%. Much of it, of course, was informal. Higher education is crippled. Online courses are skyrocketing, though. And the number one class? Cooking. Telemedicine, once considered a little more than a novelty, is experiencing a massive upsurge. You won't find any algorithm or a neat little formula for resolving your issues during this crisis. But the signs are there, and the money is there. For example, look at how people pay for things. GCash just shot up to 1 trillion pesos. I don't even know how many zeros that would be. Last December of 2020. The money is there. It is moving. It's just not in the traditional way. You see in my presentation, tourism highlights in the country like the Farm, El Nido, and Amanpulo are actually all experiencing solid bookings during the crisis. And, next slide, crisis management requires the mother of all pivots from many of us in the industry. And this is where the innovation of crisis marketing comes in. Guys, I'm not talking about some slick, polished, digital or advertising campaign. Or I'm not even talking about tear-jerker videos. None of that will save you here. Those are part of an old economic model that is crumbling before our eyes. When marketing meets crisis, it is to find the opportunity in a crisis. So my advice, toss out the playbook, realize you are going to have to stop acting like you know what you are doing. Be experimental, fail fast, make mistakes, And if you can find a case study on it, it probably doesn't work. It's better to apologize for mistakes by trying new things rather than closing your company because your established ways of getting customers don't work anymore. I've seen hotel brands from all over the world anonymously sell their rooms for 75% discount, usable over the next 2 years. That's agility for you and flexibility. I'm down to my last 3 slides. We are moving from a mobile economy to one that more closely resembles a coral reef. I thought that was very appropriate. Being a technical diver myself, we've always asserted that the riches of the Philippines were actually underwater. Millions of people are staying home, and way after they're vaccinated, they're going to continue to do so. But they want things, food, products, and services brought to them, much like in a coral reef. Before you change your model or messaging, change your mindset and find your new niche while others are still trying the same old tricks. Next slide. And here is where it gets a little bit interesting. The Philippine travel industry must ensure it is headed for long-term success and progress, not by employing current best practices in sustainability, but by finding ways to exceed best practices. This is our time for the Philippines to stand out as a place that values the health of the planet and not just of its visitors and its people. Low carbon tourism, for example, is all about minimizing the impact of our actions on the planet. Look at how the Department of Tourism and this administration has changed the way tourism is done, for example, in Boracay. Low carbon tourism. Let's co-create a unified vision for the recovery of the travel industry hinged on sustainability. You talk about social distancing. We should have been doing that a long time ago. The carrying capacity of most of our islands cannot really tolerate mass tourism. And I'll tell you, address this next crisis before it hits, so we can prosper in hard times and not forever play the victim. Crisis, as we always tell our partners and clients, is counterintuitive. A lot of what makes you successful in ordinary circumstances will end you in a crisis. I think you should move to the next slide, please. For example, those of you who try to avoid dealing with the government at all costs, a crisis like COVID is exactly the time when the government needs to know they can trust you to do the right thing. We recently had 2 companies run to us because they were inadvertently shut down, one by an LGU and another by a national line agency. One was an international client and part of the e-commerce value chain who had difficulty engaging with the government, and the other was a locally conceived wellness brand that had skyrocketed to category leadership, edging out incumbents and making some enemies along the way. This is another thing I need you to remember. In times of chaos, your competitors may attempt to beat without wanting to compete. Happily, we were able to bridge the relationship with the government and shift the way the management thinks into one that is oriented towards responsible engagement. Finally, while they were both from 2 very different industries, at the root of this issue was lack of engagement. It used to be that the only highly regulated companies, like the energy sector or the pharmaceutical sector, would inadvertently get sanctioned by the government. But now, with a new generation of compliances and regulation, every industry is highly regulated with new and rapidly changing rules. Never has good governance ever been a more critical part of your marketing toolkit. So, merging crisis management, marketing, and good governance is what you need to keep in mind to thrive in any type of storm. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. My deepest thanks to the Department of Tourism, Metro Manila, and of course our dear Secretary, Secretary Romulo-Puyat, for all of your service to the country. Mabuhay po ang Pilipinas. All good? Is that okay? Sorry, I found it awkward. I couldn't see the...
Director Woodrow C. Maquiling Jr. And finally, the creator of the Leadership Excellence Series. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all give a warm welcome to Department of Tourism National Capital Region Director Woodrow C. Maquiling Jr.
Collaborating with the other departments. As we have known in this course, it is not only our department who is in charge of the tourism program.
Overall, it's a very insightful and a great learning experience for us, especially in the government sector. And I'm happy that I'm a part of it.
As a cultural worker of the City Government of Makati, I am very much appreciative of how AIM is equipping us with the right knowledge, skills, and the framework to actually deepen our understanding of Makati's tourism potential and working towards making that potential work for the development of Makati.
It actually helped me to mold my perspective in achieving goals and to become a better version of myself.
In the last 2019 elections, I ran on the platform of tourism, focusing on medical, business, and educational tourism in the city of Makati. AIM is definitely helping the city government of Makati achieve this through our tourism development plan.
I was able to explore more, like thinking outside the box. I learned to be more creative in a way in terms of decision making.
So I'm very grateful for this experience. Definitely we will take home a lot from this course, and I just hope that there will be other opportunities in the future for public servants like me to interact with the academy.
We had a deliberation before arranging with AIM about the seminar. First, we'd like to get a capability program for assets management sector, something about business development planning, and we arrived at getting this prestigious school with high standards and highly educated faculty. And my expectations are that they will deliver what is expected of them, that we will be given new knowledge, additional skills, and learning experiences based on their case method teaching, wherein we use their actual projects as case studies.
My experience so far has done me a very good insight into what we're into right now. Sabi ko nga, it should have come earlier than now, but there is nothing really delayed in everything. It's a wonderful experience actually for me and for my staff at corporate planning, because at corporate planning, we're into everything. We should be a part of the whole organization in whatever it undertakes.
I actually hope that once we get back to our office, I would have a more dynamic, more creative team who would have a wider view of the business development side of our assets. As to the teaching approach in this workshop, to be honest, most of the participants were away from the academic sphere for quite some time. But I think the approach applied in this workshop is most appropriate. It's very open, and I'm happy that the participants or my employees have been very active in the discussions.
What do I think of the teaching method of
The creator of the Leadership Excellence Series, ladies and gentlemen, let us all give a warm welcome to Department of Tourism National Capital Region Director, Woodrow C. Maquiling, Jr.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I believe twice ka dito, so thank you for all the support. We hope that you were encouraged and inspired by all of the hybrid training program today. Some valuable takeaways from today's learning experience. We learned so much from Ms. Cathy Yang, not mince words, as she tackled how COVID-19 pandemic caused economic disruption, but on the other hand has forced businesses to maintain and build relationships with consumers at a time when their world was upended. By leverage on their company's core offerings and infrastructure, she said that we're able to provide inclusive services that can help change lives and move our country forward. Indeed, that echoes her company, the PLDT's core mission to empower Filipinos everywhere with customer-focused digital innovations that unlock and share their infinite potential. Ms. Amor Maclang, of course, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, ma'am. On her part, spoke about the management of adverse deals and complaints with customers, especially while we are in the midst of pandemic and period of business recovery. She went on to say that as business owners and managers, we have to go beyond what we need to do for our customers. If possible, we have to go above and beyond in various ways. In tourism, this means extending the Filipino brand of service excellence, no less. We hope that you enjoyed and learned well from our 2 hours of big ideas, intelligent discourse, inspiring talks. That is the Leadership Excellence Series 2021, a 360-degree virtual learning. We have finally reached the end of our 3-part series this 2021. Let's all congratulate ourselves for learning so much in each LES installment on elevating hospitality and service to a level 2.0. If we were to add up the time we invested for each of the 3 installments, this year and 2 editions in 2020, we would go a total of 20 hours of incredible learning from top-notch industry leaders. Leaders like Mr. Francis Kong, Mr. Josiah Go, Mr. Jonathan Yabut, Mr. R.D. Abelio, George Rieka, of course my good friend Martin Aguilar, the brother of John Aguilar, Chef Godfrey Laforteza, Chef Gabby Prats, Chef J.P. Anglo, and now Ms. Cathy Yap Yang, and of course the legendary Ms. Amor Maclang. Yes, 2021 is a year of our greatest success story yet, and it is one where we can turn crises into opportunities for better service. If you're thinking about friends who miss out today's, don't worry, they still can catch us by downloading the Leadership Excellence Series 2020, a 360-degree virtual learning on Spotify, Google, Podcast, Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to tune in to DOT-NCR's social media channels for updates and upcoming learning events. Well, just lastly, before I go, the Leadership Excellence Series, we created this. Basically, we want to infuse that certain degree of enthusiasm to each and every one of us as we continue to battle these challenging times during the pandemic. So thank you very much on behalf of your Department of Tourism National Capital Region. I am so grateful for your time this afternoon. Of course, John, of course, our speakers this afternoon. And until next time, thank you. This has been your Regional Director. I'm Woodrow Maquiling Jr. Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. And happy Independence Day, Pilipinas. Thank you. No,
Another one, another version. Baba mo. Baba, baliktad. Okay. Yeah. Yes, okay. On behalf of the department. Binagpasan mo na. Balik ka ulit. Yan. Yan ang babasahin ko. Yun. On behalf of the Department of Tourism, Tourism Secretary Bernadette Romulo-Puyat, Regional Director R.R. Maquiling, this has been John Aguilar, your moderator, saying goodbye from Joy Nostalgia Hotel and Suites, Manila. This concludes our Leadership Excellence Series 2021, a 360-degree virtual learning experience. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
It is also nice collaborating with the other departments. As we have known in this course, it is not only our department who is in charge of the tourism program.
Overall, it's a very insightful and a great learning experience for us, especially in the government sector. And I'm happy that I'm a part of it.
As a cultural worker of the city government of Makati, I am very much appreciative of how AIM is equipping us with the right knowledge, skills, and the framework to actually deepen our understanding of Makati's tourism potential and working towards making that potential work for the development of Makati.
It actually helped me to mold my perspective in achieving goals and to become a better version of myself.
In the last 2019 elections, I ran on the platform of tourism focusing on medical, business, and educational tourism in the city of Makati. AIM is definitely helping the city government of Makati achieve this through our tourism development plan.
Through this program, I was able to explore more, like thinking outside the box. I learned to be more creative in a way in terms of decision making.
So I'm very grateful for this experience. Definitely we will take home a lot from this course, and I just hope that there will be other opportunities in the future for public servants like me to interact with the academy.